my right.
Here, Stephen Gorman.
Moore here.
Thatcher present.
King here. Hollowell present.
Okay, let the records reflect that a quorum is established. So at this time, if we could stand and do the prayer and then do the pledge. Jim, please.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this day and all your blessings to us. And we thank you for this opportunity to come together as a community to discuss and deliberate on the business of Winnsboro. We ask that you give us the knowledge and wisdom we need to make the best decisions for the whole of the community. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You could do the pledge of allegiance. Have the Texas flag.
Oh, this is
In the
Carl.
drawer.
This is Carl's.
There you go.
So
Wonder it's not
at this time, we're going to move to 4.1. And we have a proclamation for the Salvation Army Day. So if y'all could come forward, please. Okay. Whereas, for many years, the Salvation Army has been an important organization in the Winnsboro community. And whereas, the lives of many area residents are enriched by the spiritual and physical contributions of the Salvation Army. And whereas, each year, the Salvation Army conducts the Red Kettle campaign, inviting our community to give as they are able to support life-changing year-round programs. This Red Kettle campaign raises funds that will provide emergency rent payment for someone on the brink of homelessness, pay a utility bill that otherwise would be cut off, help with prescription costs, send children to summer camp, give emotional support and practical assistance to survivors of natural disasters, provide case management to the individuals committed to improving their circumstances, and emergency travel assistance. And whereas the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign is an important tradition that keeps the spirit of giving in the Christmas season and provides for those less fortunate. Now, therefore, I, Andrea Newsom, Mayor of the City of Winnsboro, Texas, do hereby proclaim November 29th, 2024 as Salvation Army Day. In the City of Winnsboro and on behalf of the City Council, I encourage all residents of our community to support this Red Kettle campaign through generous contributions, volunteering, so that the real meaning of the season is not forgotten. Proclaim this 12th day of November 2024.
We should clap. Big deal. Should be. I have questions now.
Salvation Army does great work every year, David.
Well, they do.
I had to put a dig in him. I've known him forever. Okay. So at this time, we'll move on to number 5, which is the public comments. Just a reminder that you can address the city council on any subject, but this act does not entitle the public to choose the items to be discussed or to speak about items on the agenda. So just please remember that even if you asked us a question, we're not able to respond directly to the question during public comments. Okay, so I have quite a few. So we're just going to start at the top. I have Alicia Moore.
My name is Alicia Moore, and I'm here on behalf of the Autumn Trails.
Should just state your address.
My address, it just said 3991 North, FM 312, Winnsboro.
Thank you.
75494. Okay. So I'm just here because we wanted to thank the city and several people in particular that were involved in helping make the Autumn Trails this year a success and give you all a little bit of information about it. We want to start off with Holly Parker, who was our first line of contact to the city. She had been helpful in every way and was amazing to work with. We appreciate her time and dedication to the city. We also wanted to mention definitely Mackenzie Line. She has been very supportive of our efforts, down to supporting our Facebook posts. She and Holly both came to a meeting to help support us. It was great. We know how hard it is on the city workers getting ready for an event like ours because it's not easy with the barricades, the trash cans at different places all over, turning things on and off, and we appreciate them so much. Thanks, Skip. The Wood County EDC and the Winnsboro EDC supported the Autumn Trails with funding and seeing our vision in order to keep the Autumn Trails moving forward. We know a lot of y'all came to our events, and we are very thankful. I saw you there, saw you, Mom. The Winnsboro Police Department, where do I even start? This group of men and women go above and beyond to assist with any and every issue we have. They are there smiling. They are happy to be there. They come, they laugh, they have fun. The community loves to see them there. And Chief Brown, I don't even know where to start. We hit the jackpot when we got you. You show up, you stay, you serve and protect. This year, I just want to mention one little thing. I was at the back of the parade, the horse parade, and I've always had to be at the front my whole life. I was at the back this time, and when we turned the corner off of Highway 11, and I saw all of the Winnsboro officers that got in behind us, it was the coolest thing when we went in. It was like having the support of everybody. The Winnsboro Fire Department helped to make our track at the tractor pull right, keeping the participants there safe. They worked hand in hand with us on making the fun run safer. Next year, we're going to make it even safer for the participants. Again, we wanted to do a few breakdowns just really quick of what we had going on. We brought back one main event, which was our tractor pull. We hadn't had it in 10 years, still had 70 tractors show up and 147 pulls. It brought in participants from 3 states and people to watch from as far away as California. The Western Playground we had with Joanne Turner on the second weekend from the Ultimate Cowboy Challenge with Trace Atkins. Some of y'all may have seen that on TV. It introduced young people to agriculture, and we expect that to double in size next year. The big events, the Saturday Trail Ride, we had 37 wagons, up to 43 at times. The Trade Stadium Swap Meet, according to the Autumn Maze, was the biggest ever. 41 vendors, they sold 63 spots, 3 food concessions. The 42 tournament was also the biggest one ever. We are so thankful to have a hugely successful year. We look forward to 2025 and thank all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. I think we all enjoyed everything about the Autumn Trails this year. I think there was something for everybody. Okay, next we have Sid Post. You could just come forward and state your name and address.
I'm Sid Post. I live at 699 Canyon Road, 4510, off of 52. And I have a couple issues
appreciate that.
Yeah, my name's Sid. I'm certainly, willing to help with any, initiatives, questions,
Okay.
reach out.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown might be calling you.
I've had some limited discussions. I've done a little bit of investigation.
Oh,
I want to make sure people the visible.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is Mr. Paul Page.
Hello, I'm Paul Page, 562 County Road 2417, Leesburg. I understand there's an idea of proposal to either put a green space or a parking lot down by the bakery off of 11. And I just wanted to come here tonight and say that I'm in favor of the parking lot to do with green space, even though I understand there's a need for one. The parking lot is needed, my idea is needed because of safety for people going across 11. I had an encounter last year doing that. But even with the safety, there's need for more parking down there with all the events that have been going on. So I don't think it's a good idea to put a green space where that is, because if you put a green space there, you're gonna have a lot of children sitting right next to the Highway 11. And, I just can't see that all these kids running around in that green space being able to control it. Some of them's not gonna run out on Highway 11. I think that would just be a really dangerous place to put that. I don't know where else it would be put. Y'all know better than I do, but I think it needs to be looked at. Be put somewhere else, because do things neat. But I think it's more important to put a parking spot down there by the bakery. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Next is Stephanie, is it Meese? Meese, okay.
My name is Stephanie Meese, and my husband Aaron is here with me. We are the owners of Eagles Nest Mini Golf at 602 East Hill Road. Again, my name is Stephanie Meese, and this is my husband Aaron back here. We're excited to introduce ourselves as the new owners of what is now known as
Okay, Ms. Burns, you wanna wait till 7.4? Okay, so next is Sean Salter.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, good evening, City Council. I'm Sean Salter. I reside in Bullard, but I'm with Christus EMS and Christus Point Fraud. I wanted to let the council know that Christus Health is conducting a community health needs assessment, and they're doing it through a survey tool that will allow anyone throughout our service area to be able to provide input on what you see as healthcare needs. So presently, I only have the one card with the QR code. I'm expecting an electronic document tomorrow that I'll be able to share and that day for consideration of posting on your city's website. As many people as can fill it out, we would love to get information. We recognize that the citizens are the best source of information for the needs of their own local community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so are we all ready? Did you get yours running now?
I'm on one, I'm not sure I'm signed in as myself.
He's on one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, since we got everybody together now, we're gonna move to 6.1, the consent items, the minutes and financials, staff reports, so forth. So did everybody, we had kind of quite a bit of information all through these consent items. Is there any questions or any concerns y'all saw, or?
No, ma'am, I think they look good. So I move that the city council approve the consent items as presented.
I second.
Okay, I have a first and a second. Is there any additional discussion needed? Okay, if not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, consent items pass. So now we're moving on to 7.1, action to approve resolution 2024-12, acknowledging program requirements of selected activities under the General Land Office, also known as GLO, Resilient Communities Program. Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna go staff reports. I know you get my staff reports, but I had a couple of.
Oh, well, come on, yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, we're gonna delay this just a second so we
I
can.
apologize.
Oh, no, I
Jumping
just,
from one to the other, so, I know you get, my, monthly staff reports, and I appreciate you taking them. There's a couple of things that I don't know if I got to you this month, so I
Okay.
just wanted to bring it to your attention. So, as most of you know, you've seen it in the past, this time of year, we begin our annual Christmas project. And of course, the WVFD, we've been providing food and toys to hundreds of families for Christmas for many years. This can only happen through the, generosity of our citizens throughout the community. And so we, if anyone wants to make donations, they can bring them here to City Hall, mail them to City Hall. They can take them to the First National Bank. We also have two drop boxes, one inside the door of City Hall, one inside the door of the police station, to drop new, unused toys. I will say, and I know that the Marine Corps Toys for Tots is a great thing, but I need people here in town to know that that is not in conjunction with us. So if you put those toys in the Toys for Tots, they're not coming to us, okay? And whether they come to Winnsboro kids, I don't know. The ones that go into our boxes will go to Winnsboro kids who sign up. So, again, like I said, not slamming the Marine Corps, I think that's a great thing. It's just, we're not in
do for a couple of years now, and we're calling it "You Call, We'll Install." So what this is I've had many people call me over the last couple of years, "Hey, I need a smoke detector. Can you help me?" Well, no, we're small, rural, volunteer fire department. You know, we just don't have that budget. So started reaching out some other chiefs around the area, some paid departments, and then it kind of dawned on me myself when I worked in Arlington. We did it. We are now in conjunction with the American Red Cross. They are going to provide us every smoke detector we need. If
That's
it's,
good.
If it's 30, if it's 3,000, they're going to supply them to us. And so we put out on the city's website, it's on our Facebook page as well, where people can, you know, call us or send in a form saying, "Hey, I need smoke detectors at my house." Members of the WVFD will go out and install those. If they want batteries changed, we will change the batteries. We will not provide the batteries. They must provide the batteries. And the smoke detectors that are being provided are the newest ones. They're 10-year lithium sealed batteries, so never have to change batteries in them. They're good for 10 years. So we're and I actually already have a person that's sent in a form at 7 o'clock this morning. You know, so this is something that's you know, near and dear to me. I think it's very true. Smoke detectors do save lives, and if we save one life by putting out these, I think we'll be doing a good job. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that, what we've got going on. And then, lastly, hopefully you saw those bright red doors out there as you go every day. I want to thank the city for providing the paint. I will tell you that all of the labor has come from one of my members who is doing this free gratis. And so I think we've saved the city quite a nice little chunk of money right there to make those doors look a lot better and make it look like a fire station. So, thank you very much.
Pardon me, I have
Yes,
a
sir.
question. On the toy drive.
Yes, sir.
You accept cash or?
Yes,
money?
yes, so we'll take monetary donations, and it'll be made out to WVFD Christmas, is basically all they have to do. Just like I said, they can be dropped off at First National Bank, and get Billy Saucier, and he's our assistant chief, of course, he's over there at the bank. Or they can be dropped off here at City Hall, or mailed to City Hall. So yeah, we definitely will take, because what we do on this is, we have the parents or whoever the person is comes in and says, "Tell us three gifts that this child would want." You know, and it has to be within reason. We don't buy the gaming systems and TVs and things of that nature, but we try to get them exactly what they want. And if we don't get it through donations of the actual toys, we will take the money and we go shopping and we find.
Do you have a flyer that I can post on our building door?
I will get you one, Councilman. I certainly will.
I'm Steve Borman, and Network Technologies
Yes, sir.
will make a donation.
We'll give you this one right now, and then,
Won't it? Won't it?
I'll get you one.
you want? Okay. Yes.
My wife back there?
But again, sorry to delay, but thank you very much.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Make a donation.
And I just want to add, if anybody's ever been a part of the fire department's Christmas, if you've never seen them in action or been there to witness the people, and it's quite amazing. They do an amazing job for the children here in Winnsboro. So,
Families and all, we served over 600 people last year.
yeah, it's just, it's one of the best run, it's great. So, thank you, Mark, for coming. Okay, so now let's go back, because I got for Mark.
That was my fault.
7.1, which is action to approve resolution 2024-12, acknowledging program requirements of selected activities under the General Land Office, also known as GLO, Resilient Communities Program. Mackenzie, do you want to tell us? I mean, we read this, but if you,
We refer to it as the GLOW grant because it's less of a mouthful than saying the whole thing. This grant is a zero match for the city. We
I move that the city council approve resolution number 2024-12, acknowledging program requirements of selective activities under the General Land Office Resilient Communities Program.
I second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Is there any additional discussion needed? If not, all in approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. So now we're going to move on to 7.2, action to approve resolution 2024-13, updating the city's social media policy pursuant to Senate Bill 1893.
Sounds pretty abstract.
This resolution and amendment will prohibit the use of TikTok on any government-owned device. So anything that employees have issued or governing body members or council members, board members, anything that is government issued, prohibits the download or use of TikTok on anything owned by the city.
Okay.
I love my TikTok.
Specifically TikTok.
So. Okay.
Okay, so Trevor's not going to do this. I move that the city council approve resolution number 2024-13, updating the city's social media policy, and my screen just went off.
I second the motion.
Pursuant to Senate Bill 18.
Judy, did I have to finish it, or was that good enough?
Okay. We have a second from Councilman King. Any additional discussion? All in approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. So now we're moving on to 7.3. Action to approve use of municipal court technology funds for the annual purchase of court software.
So that's me.
Okay.
So this is just our annual software. As most of you probably know, some of the court funds that we receive have to be set aside for security, for technology, and there's only certain things they can be used for. Oftentimes, those funds sit there unused because you forget about them, and this is something that's very critical to our system. And so we would like approval for this year's subscription, but also to be able to use it for the annual subscription ongoing, so we don't have to bring it back to council. And so that we can use the funds for.
What is the yearly subscription?
It is the fund view, it's the court, the cost is $3,265. I mean, that's gonna vary a little bit going forward, but it is the, fund view that, captures all of it and allows payment and everything through that. So that's the software that
So what is the 3 million? Oh, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong estimate. You're right.
yeah, it's just relatively, under $3,500, it's gonna be
What is
about
the
that.
software, by the way?
What is it? It's FundView. It's the same as all of our other softwares that we've combined into. We've been using that for court for 2 or 3 years now, and it's been very effective for us. And it just goes right into our accounting system as well.
It's
but-
fund with a D.
Fund, yes, FundView. And it also works really well with the police department's, software that, from their ticket writers and everything, it pulls over, the information from that. So it's worked very, very well.
Someday y'all have to give me a tour of it.
Sure. I can't, so I don't use the court software, but,
I'm not as concerned with, I'm concerned with looking at all of it.
you know. Well, I
like
can-
to know about software, not because I'm questioning y'all,
Yeah.
but because my company deals with so many other cities and counties where
Yeah, I can show you everything but court.
I move that the city council approve the use
I have a first and a second. Any additional discussion? Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. The next, we have 7.4, consider action on property located at 203 North Walnut Street. And Ms. Barnes, I believe this is where you would like to speak as well?
Diane Burns, 302 Richardson Street, and also Promise on Bakery owner. Thank you all so much for allowing me this one more time to share my vision in front of you. I have totally butchered my talk, what I was going to say, because I think a lot of it probably doesn't matter, but I appreciate you letting me communicate what I feel like are the facts. And just take a few minutes not to decide until I guess share a few things and then we'll move forward, sure. Parking versus park. Does Winnsboro need parking? Based on the facts, I don't think so. But I think people feel like we need parking because they're used to the good old days when you could pull right up to the front of the store and go right in, or you can park a few spots down and go right in. But we've grown some and stretched out some, have different events that maybe you're not able to park there. But we don't have a very big downtown. Maybe you're parking around the corner on Elm and you want to go to Zenith, or you want to go to Top Sky. Or you need to park at the depot to get to go to Main Street. We're talking a 1 to 4 minute walk. And isn't walking good? Because along the way, you see the businesses on Elm that are not doing very well, or you see the Bowery that's pretty vacant now, or you see, the statuary, or you see the tractor, or you see the hard benches at the depot that you hadn't ever seen before. You see Winnsboro, because you're walking. Visitors expect to walk. They come to town and they're looking forward to seeing the town and experiencing the town. Residents, I understand, they don't want to walk. They want to be right there in front. But I think we need to change our expectations. And yes, the Bowery, the depot. Maybe you're driving around and around the Winnsboro Center for Arts because you can't find a parking space. So what would be the solution? To me, is have signs there at the depot and the city hall saying, WCA event tonight, parking here. Or a sign pointing to parking at the depot, so those people would know there's plenty of parking at the depot. I'm across from the parking lot, that parking lot. And most days, almost always, even when the eclipse came, even when, we had the arts festival, much of that lot is vacant. So I don't think we have a parking problem. I think people are used to the convenience. There was a birthday party at the bakery the day of the auto parade, which was one of the biggest days we've had. We don't have that many big weekends. I hope y'all know. There's only about 4 to 6 big weekends in town, Friday and Saturday, that we have this influx of visitors. But anyway, the streets are shut down, Walnut's closed, Broadway's closed. There's a birthday party at the bakery, 10 to 12 people, the exact time as the parade. Street's already been closed. Most of the guests were seniors. They all got there. They all found a parking place. They all walked. I don't know where from, but they all showed up. And so I really feel like I would be hearing it, or they wouldn't have been able to come, or they would have, abandoned, but it was full. So anyway, safety I know is a concern. So I think, okay, what would the solutions be for safety? ideas, concepts of it, of my vision, and I'm almost done. They, y'all share.
What would, like, block and cheetah patrons do if it's a green space?
La Conchita is required to have one space for 3 seats in the restaurant. I don't know how many they have, I think 50 is a very low estimate, I've been in there. She's got room for about 15 spaces around her building, which is about what she would need, if there were 50 seats. So there's 5 to 10 parking that lot. You don't always have to park in that lot, but they like maneuvering room, especially the big trucks and tractors and trailers. So I estimate there are probably 5 to 10 cars at the peak time who can't park at the building. And to me, there's parking up and down Walnut, Elm.
Yeah, I park across the street.
There, you know, there's plenty of parking, and if there is a parking lot that y'all purchase and put in there, I'm sure she'll probably fill half of it most of the time. And by the way, the zoning law does say, I noticed, that, if required parking spaces are not located on the same lot, a written agreement approved by the city assuring their retention is necessary. So if they actually have a higher number of seats, in other words, more than 50 seats in there, and are required to provide more parking than they have on their lot, but can't, I think that means the city needs a written agreement giving La Conchita priority to a certain
They've
number of
remodeled
spaces.
and they've got a lot more seats.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway.
And
you
I'm not
see-
favoring them, I just know that that is,
I know, and they're gonna really enjoy that space, and I don't need it. It'll be used, I'm sure.
it would be nice if it was more attractive, I grant you that.
Yeah.
When I bought my building downtown, I bought a half a city block, so my employees would have a place to park and our tenants have a place to park. Someday I see a multi-level parking garage
Hmm.
downtown Winnsboro.
Well, that's just it. I feel like there's other options that the city hasn't looked at. So Wyatt Park. So these pictures are just, you know, ideas, but it's the kind of materials, crushed gravel, crushed granite. But let me finish up here. Y'all have been very patient. This lot is the perfect size for a green space. Studies show that a green space just like this encourages foot traffic, provides a rest stop, increases family activity, and provides physical and mental health. I know we don't have any of that here, so you haven't experienced it, but
Like mental health.
you know, having that kind of respite from the concrete, the buildings where you can actually, you know, sit among greenery is unique. The location is perfect. It will encourage the expansion of downtown eastward. It will draw residents and visitors, especially those with children, to walk between Main and Walnut, visiting the businesses in between. We want a walkable town, right? So they're gonna be walking back and forth. It's a perfect price. It will be free to y'all, except for the maintenance going forward. There also will be room for a little bit parking on the Bowery, where mine is, in front of the bakery. I have 4 or 5 spaces there that are on my property. So if that just gets extended onto that lot, there's room for 5 or 6 spots. If that, instead of having that concrete pad there. Lastly, I'm almost done. So that's it. If you decide to park, it's possible work could begin early next year. Grants are due and awarded throughout the year, and I believe this is a 1 to 2 year project. This is the last opportunity to provide a much-needed green space in our downtown area. I have this vision of a beautiful green space dotted with art, sculptures, climbing art, vertical art on brick, like this picture that I showed. This is vertical art. You know, so you have upwards of donations, but grants need to be pursued under a 501c3 or a government or public entity like the city. Letters of support from city players are needed. A commitment to support maintenance, all that goes in the grant application. To be honest, I know the public's perception right now is that we need parking, but they don't have the facts. Hopefully, some of the things I've shared tonight will help the city explain why a green space makes sense, and it would be nice if the city held a united front against the criticism that I know will come. It's a matter of positive messaging. The land is the right size, the right location, the right price, and it's the right time. Next step is your decision to approve and support creating a green space under my supervision, and I'll take it from there.
Thank you,
very
Ms.
much.
Burns.
I have a question. I don't know if anyone here knows. The lot where the orange house was, down the street, down
Barrel
Walnut,
House? Oh, Walnut.
it would be across from the post office. There used to be a big old orange house there that came down, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
It's a vacant lot now, big vacant.
yeah.
talk about a place for a park, and a place where you could do something a bit more grand.
This is a green space meant to be in the middle of where you're walking, shops, as they expand on Walnut Street. Maybe that's close enough, but finding another green space that people don't walk by is a whole different thing.
What are we voting on exactly?
Can I get clarification on that? Is it to have a green space?
Or to have a McKinsey, if you could clarify this for
So
me?
the EDC considered this project, and the EDC was not willing to take action until they had some guidance and direction from the council on what they were being asked to fund, a parking lot or a green space. So they pushed it back to you guys so that they could have some guidance on
Because the
what.
city owns
So-
the land.
So we're playing Pong.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
call it EDC green space.
Oh,
But we have to vote on it.
Oh,
You-
I'm sorry. Trevor?
Oh.
Take it?
no, so I agree with a lot of things that you're saying. I do not believe that we have a parking issue, because I see that the Depot District is completely empty most of the time anyways. Mine is right in front of the taco dive, and I agree with you. People could walk probably a couple more yards to make it to the taco dive if they really wanted to go. I do like the idea of a green space. I would maybe like to incorporate some things for children to do. I like the idea of picnic tables. I'm not talking park, but I'm talking about interactive sound things, interactive, even if it's chess on the ground or tic-tac-toe board, something that can be visual arts as well as influence with children. Because if you do bring your kids downtown to eat, they're not gonna sit at the picnic table with you the whole time.
No, there's meant to
And-
be some running room, but climbable art is how I put it.
I'm cool with that. I love to climb. My forearm scars to prove it. So no, I agree. I think that's a great idea. I just wanted to clarify what we were voting on exactly. And I'm still not 100% sure on that, but.
So, I have a comment. A very dear friend of mine was hit and killed on 11 crossing by Taco Bell. I won't park at the depot. I will go any place else to park that I don't have to walk across 11. And I see people doing it every day. And did you get hit on 11? There's a man here that got hit recently.
Would you
Yeah.
consider walking at the light, where you have a light and a crosswalk?
Well, yeah, but people don't do that.
Well, but
Yeah.
do we just say, oh, well, we'll just have to live with that, or do we say, let's let
And
them
it was-
know
they
that
were
they
hit.
need to park at the light?
It happened when there was a crosswalk there.
Yeah.
I agree, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the reason I think we need parking on the north side of 11.
I agree with you, though. I think that we could put a barrier up in front of it if we needed to push people. I mean, we can guide people through barriers and things of that nature. And I think they should be using a crosswalk. If we can't put a crosswalk anywhere across Highway 11 because it's a state highway, then people can walk down the pathway, walk on the Depot District side like you see the benches, see the caboose,
Well,
all the
and
things.
Brett, I believe, contacted TxDOT, and they said they would do a traffic study, so maybe there's some lighting and some slowing down signs or devices that are gonna slow traffic and make traffic
still have questions about what we're voting on exactly. So if we vote to say we want green space, we're voting that the EDC gives money to,
No.
No,
where's this money?
Okay.
We're voting that,
grants,
It's city
grants.
property.
it's voting that she can use grants? Like,
Yes.
I'm just trying to make sure that what I'm about to vote on is clear.
So if it's anything, any action on the property located at 203 North Walnut. So council can make a motion for green space, they can make a motion for parking lot, they can make a motion to sell it, they can make a motion to donate it. It's in anything, the world is your oyster as it pertains to that lot and what action you guys would like to see for the future development of that lot. But EDC will not take action, they didn't want to take action to fund a parking lot because there was confusion on what council wanted from them.
So if the EDC does take action to fund said parking lot, who's going to be in charge of making sure the parking lot is built? Who's going to, who?
Engineers.
Okay, and so that's all set up. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure, like, it wasn't, because it sounds like she's wanting to be in charge of the green space, and I don't know if we would have to how that, I'm very confused on how that would work.
The city is required to use professionals.
That's what I thought, so.
She's just volunteering to take care of it.
Well, to get the,
So we would still have to contract,
Grants and the design.
so we would still have to get
yes.
the designs, get the architecture.
Yeah, which I've already gotten some, beginning design, so.
But so that'd still cost all of what the EDC is wanting. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure this is very clear, because I was getting a little confused there.
Well, I do wanna clarify, so if it was a green space, I would be out of the picture and the city would be
Yes.
back
Up
to.
to council, but yes,
Yeah.
as of right now, the city owns it.
And, I mean, and we have to utilize specific, like, licensed contractors and
Well,
those.
it would be nice if we could get it out of the cities and use a 501c3 and then not have to go through, because that's what adds so much cost to it, was if the city is gotta go like,
They would have to sell it or donate it.
yeah, donate it for a nominal fee to a 501c3 that
You have a
isn't afraid to.
You have a 501c3 in mind.
I don't. Talked to the chamber, but they felt like it was a conflict of interest. They didn't know which way the council wanted to go.
I'm-
So,
We need to talk a lot more about this.
I agree. I like the idea. You have our ear, and I appreciate you coming back, and it may taking you 6 months to truly have our ear. But at the moment, I don't think that the plans are in place. Knowing that we have to follow certain guidelines, I appreciate everything that you've really done, and I don't want to push you out of this either. That's why I don't want to make any action at the moment, because you've done a lot of work, and I want to make sure that that is involved in some way down the line. So I move that the city council does not approve the consideration on action property located at 203 North Walnut Street.
okay, so,
No, that's not,
There's no specific consideration.
No.
just
I know,
take
but,
action.
okay, so we just,
we don't take action right now.
then we can do that. I just thought we wanted to vote on it, so,
Well,
to kind of
are you
close it.
suggesting that you just want to leave it as like it is right now?
At the moment, yeah, because we don't have a full plan to take action. I mean, even if we send it to the EDC, what will they be?
well, I
facing-
think, okay, so I've been part of both conversations, to be honest, the EDC and this one presently here. I think what we're talking about is just two completely opposite things to do with this piece of land. That is, one, everybody would totally agree is an eyesore. Second, what is the best use and what would benefit Winnsboro the most to use this space for? So I think that's where we're having, Ms. Burns came and basically said, if you, I'll shotgun this, I'll try to get the, what do you call them, grants, whatever. Of course, I'm sure she knows she'd have to come to the city council to do approvals. Yes, that's great, we'll approve it, or no, you can't do that. because we'd have to check with attorneys and so forth. That's just part of being city land. The other part is the EDC brought up that some of the people that maybe it would be best utilized as a parking lot. We know from previous conversations, previous ideas that have been brought before even this council, that a parking lot, to turn it into a parking lot, because of the foundation, it can't really be asphalt, it needs to be cement. I mean, we've gone down this road quite a few times. What it's gonna take, it's gonna have to have proper drainage put in, because it's a nightmare. We know big trucks are gonna be there with trailers, because Lock and Cheetahs, if you drive by there at lunch, you'll see them. So that's what I think is, we have two totally different ideas. The EDC, we heard Mrs. Burns' part, the EDC's part is, do we want to even make the effort to once again go forth and try to get bids on what it would take, how much, decorative park benches, lights that are going to be great, or, the big light up in the sky like Berkshire's. I think that's kind of where we're going right now is, do we want the EDC to pursue that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and us get a cost so we can compare the two, or do we just want to say at this time we don't wish to do any action and basically throw it back to the drawing board? Now that's the way I'm understanding this. I sit on the EDC board as well, so if I'm wrong, please correct me.
The EDC just did not know which project council desired for them to
So,
consider.
but they're prepared to go towards an architect for either or.
They are prepared to consider that, yes, sir.
Either or. Yes,
Well, it seems to me, I was fixing to open the shirt.
Oh, sure. So other people can hear.
Tonight you can vote. I think you've heard both sides. And you should vote, we want it to be a park, or we want it to be parking.
I don't know that we're ready to make that decision.
Because one of the reasons that it was not put forth before when the parking lot come up was the cost is extremely expensive. Do you want to pay $250,000, $300,000 for a cement parking lot that basically will park 20 cars, I don't even know how many, 28 cars. I mean, you're looking at a tremendous cost, and as you brought up, how many times do we see places vacant for parking, except certain times of the year? And I totally understand the people that have had unfortunate accidents crossing that road. But you also have to remember that is a legal highway. You also, and I don't mean this disrespectful at all, but you also have to do your due diligence in crossing that highway. I take my Nana to Taco Dive. She's on a walker. I know I've got to make sure there is no cars from one end to the other because it takes her that long to get across. So, there's a lot in play. TechStock has told us in the past there's no crosswalk. There is none. And I do believe they've done studies before on the traffic. They know of it's not just one accident. There's been multiple life-taking accidents there. So it's not that we don't understand that, but by law there's certain things we can't do. And as a person in the city, you also have to take the responsibility of, do I have enough time to get across? Do I need to wait till there's no more cars? It's very unfortunate those accidents happen. And by no means do I dishonor those people at all, but it is also upon the people crossing that highway to make a good judgment on whether they can cross. So that's why I think we have so much up in the air at this time. Because one, do we want a parking lot? Well, for 100,000, sure, we'll take the parking lot. For 300,000, there's no way I'm voting on that. I mean, that's why I think it's hard for us at this time to actually make a vote.
There are other things competing with your project.
Well, I feel like we've talked about it so much that it's a big picture. You either believe in having the green space, that kind of walkable, strategic planning as we expand eastward, or it needs to be parking and you'll
Have you
work
talked
with
to Dr.
McKinsey on
Petty's?
figuring how much, you can pay.
Have you talked to Dr. Petty?
Yeah,
Because he would suffer from the fact that there's no parking there.
people don't use that lot for his parking. They use.
Well, I know, but with the green space, all the people that park there will flood over there. And I know this because of previous people who had that office space. They have had problems parking from both La Conchitas as well as,
You said part of flooding, okay.
well, it's just people parking in his spaces coming from both sides.
I don't think he's,
They're
parking, I don't know.
pretty
The only people
sensitive
parking
about
that
people
lot
stealing his
are
parking.
La Conchita. Yeah, well, he definitely might have to start enforcement.
I th-
You've got the same issue with other businesses around that restaurant. I've had interactions with people that have been in that yellow building that have rented it, and they've had to do different things so that their customers can park there. So Walnut Street through that area needs parking. You can argue that people should park somewhere else and walk in, that's all fine and dandy, but people don't do it. And just because it's not gridlocked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doesn't mean you don't have a problem.
I have a business on Main Street. I own Burgers on Main. And we've been on Main Street for 30 plus years. A long damn time. And what I can tell you is what there's a shortage of is a place for employees to park. And what they do is they end up parking on Main Street, so it makes it look like there's nowhere for customers to park. And people tend to complain that there's not enough parking. When we bought that building from John Alexander, I bought that, what used to be the old candle factory. So I now own my own private parking lot. And I say private only in the sense that it's private in my mind. The signs don't keep people out of it or anything. But I never have ever had a customer tell me, damn, I would have been here earlier if I could have found a parking place. Now, I've had employees that go, I had to park all the way around the corner by such and such because there was nowhere to park. We would probably benefit from Main Street not being covered up with employees parking. But it is what it is. City's old. That's why I imagine a multi-level car, parking garage.
I personally, sorry, Mackenzie, I love the idea that Diane's presented with, the art and the space for people to hang out and have it among, where people walk downtown. But in my mind, we already have that at the Bowery. It's not green. Well, there's a little bit of green around the fountain and the trees. But we have space for people to walk up and down around what used to be Market Street. And it's not right on the highway where, you have the noise, like if you're sitting out on Taco Dive's patio, there's a lot of noise and traffic and fumes and things. And I do agree that we have enough parking in the city in general, but I don't believe we have enough on the north side of Highway 11. So, and people, yes, they should walk to the light, and if we were to put in another crosswalk, it would have to be right down where Diane's business is, because we talked to TxDOT about that before. That's the closest place that we could have a crosswalk to Main Street. Well, they're not gonna walk that far either. They're gonna cross at the doctor's office, at Franklin, at the Bowery sign. They're gonna cross where they wanna cross, unless there's a place to park on the north side of 11. And I also think that even if this was, you know, in what I would consider a primo spot, it's not perfect. It would be better if it was a little further north. I don't love the idea of the city donating to a nonprofit or the city getting rid of its property. So there's a lot of issues besides just the cost of it. It's not going to be free no matter what you do. Even if we get grants, we still have to maintain it. And Mackenzie, how many green spaces does the city already have to maintain?
We currently have 8 parks, playgrounds, those are playgrounds, they're not all
No.
playgrounds. We have 8 parks total that are over 40 acres that Public Works maintains, and the city has to find ways to develop eventually. We just got a park, we have Parks and Wildlife for Lions Park, which is a
Grant.
playground, it is a grant, and we'll be ineligible for, usually it's 3 to 5 years before we be eligible for another grant from PPWL for a park.
I have personally, honestly, if I had to pick right now, which of course I don't get a vote in this, I would lean heavily toward the green space. That's just me. I like the grass, I like the flowers, I like the... Do I see a need for the parking during Autumn Trails, the Wine Festival? I can't remember, you know, there's 4 or 5 events of the year. I see we could probably use the additional parking during those 5 times in the year. But do we need it the other 260 days or however many? That's where I have trouble. Because I can't in my mind benefit a we're gonna go cheap, a 200,000 parking lot with 28 spaces for only 4 to 5 times in a year. That's what I have a hard time with.
We donate ours for the weekend event, and I'm right on Main Street.
But unfortunately, some people are not in your position to have their own private parking.
But I'm saying we donate it to.
Right.
So they don't need a parking lot.
With the expansion of the art center, there's gonna be more stuff going on there where they need parking space. And even if we don't pave that lot, it's still available for parking for the businesses and the art center activities.
Okay, I totally support the art center. I think what they're bringing to Winnsboro is a very good thing. But currently, they're already, 3 years behind? So, I do know they're just now breaking ground on one of their ventures, and that's really good. But, 3 years ago, I heard we're starting this August. We're starting this August. We're starting this August. So, are we starting it again this August, or is it going to be delayed another year?
It's already started. Brad, you want to speak to that?
I know
Come up.
the word. I'm talking about the big, huge part.
Well, this is a huge
So this is the,
phase 1.
this
Phase
all
1.
classes,
Aren't
phase 1.
we're not talking about the art center though.
That's true.
We're just talking about the parking lot and that space at the moment.
Yeah.
That's why, I'm Brad Sharp, 502
You didn't sign in.
and I'm a volunteer in support of the Art Center and on the building. So the current building being built is an education center focused largely on children. And so the issue of parking on the north side of Main is important. At the end of the construction of the current building, we'll be adding a couple
ask you a question?
Sure.
If and please, I hope no one misunderstands, because I'm for the art center. So would the art center be interested in buying that piece of property from the city? So they could dedicate it to their parking lot?
No, I don't believe so. Partly for lack of funds. We're the ones who are seeking money to build buildings that we think are supporting Winnsboro's development and cultural enrichment. And the parking lot, I think, is a part of the city function. And I'm not disputing that the depot, space-wise, is adequate to a large majority of what the city needs. But I do think that north side of Broadway is an important consideration, and has been demonstrated to be safe.
Okay, thank you. So, go ahead. Sure.
Three
Mhm.
points to make that
Yeah.
may be relevant to you all. Without going into a whole lot of detail, I think it's relevant to let you all know that we, myself, and Skip have been a part of conversations with TxDOT, in which they are contemplating an initiative to remove the parking on Highway 11 in front of the doctor's office. I don't have a lot of details, but usually when TxDOT says things like that, they usually follow through. And so I would suspect that those would be leaving sometime relatively soon. I don't know what their timeline is, but this is not the first time that TxDOT has had this conversation with us regarding those particular parking spaces. Also, just to summarize for everyone that's here, the survey that was sent out to the downtown merchants. A survey was sent to the downtown merchants to ask them, what do you feel would most benefit your business? Of everything that was sent out in return, 37 said parking, 5 said green space. Of the 5 that said green space, 3 of them suggested that we do some sort of combination of the two, green space and parking. So I felt that that was relevant to let you all know as well. The last thing, and leading up to this, I wanted to, really what is hamstringing the parking lot project is the requirement to have an engineer. And so I went back to the drawing board and just thought, let me see what I can figure out. I did have a contractor come in to grade that parking lot and to get it ready for asphalt, remove everything that's existing from the structure that was demolished there. I have a bid of $25,000. I am told, I do not have it in my hands before this meeting, but I am told that we should be able to asphalt that for less than $25,000 also, which would put us under the threshold requirement for those engineering services, which was the bulk of that cost. It is not the pretty. It is just an improved surface that will probably be black in color with parking spaces striped on it. I won't know if that's a real option until I get something concrete in hand, but I wanted to also share those numbers with you.
And would that also be 30 spaces, you think? Would they go by that?
I don't know, I'm waiting on that asphalt bid.
What's the lifespan of asphalt? How does that?
Well, 30 spaces is what was on the original plan, 2 of which are handicapped, so I'm assuming they would use that plan to stripe it, I would think. And if you're losing all of those, Skip, do you know how many spots are in front of that doctor's office on Highway 11?
No, I don't. There's a few there.
Yeah.
And
About 10,
I
at
don't know
least
how that
10.
translates into her business either. I don't know if they're wanting to push that all the way down and get all the
No.
parking off there or not.
His are
Or
on
his
the
further out.
highway,
Okay.
mine are on my,
Yeah.
Well, I see them parking in front of your people parking. Most of the time when I come to your place, I park in the back anyway to come to your place, just to go in the front. So I utilize that parking to go to your place in the front. But I don't know how many are there, and they would make them push theirs back like as far as cars are.
I think there are at least 10, probably like 15 or 16 spots there between
That's something they're
Diane's.
considering.
There's
Quite a few.
16 spaces
Yeah.
there.
My concern on asphalt, I mean, when you look at Lock and Cheetahs, drive by there. I mean, you see it every day. You have the big trucks with the cattle trailers and stuff on the back. Are they gonna tear up asphalt? I mean, that's the question.
TxDOT has asphalt specifications for parking and PSIs and things of that nature, so obviously we would make sure that it was those specifications.
We can always put up signs, no trucks, no
We
more.
could.
No trailers.
It doesn't.
But we can.
If I've got a half-ton pickup with a pallet of concrete in the back end of it, I've got more tire pressure than an empty semi that's parked on it. You gotta have a road base, you gotta have
so let's,
gonna fall through.
let's, move back to 7.4. We need to circle around and come back to 7.4. So at this time, we need to know what the council suggests.
Madam Mayor, I move that the city council approve the parking lot located at 203 North Walnut Street.
Okay, so, wait,
I'll second if that's,
I have, okay, go ahead, you can second.
well, I was gonna say if that,
But I have discussion, so go ahead.
I'll second if her motion, the way it's worded is okay.
Right.
Do we have to say to go back to the EDC?
That was my question.
Yeah.
You all are asking EDC to pay for it, absolutely.
But also, we don't even know what we're asking, how much we're asking them to pay for.
Once they know what direction you all are wanting them to go, that was their ask. They will give me instruction from that point on how they would like for me to move forward from a procurement stance.
And then it would have to come back to council for approval.
That's right.
Yeah. You're just looking for direction.
That's correct.
So I have a first and a second for, asking the EDC to pursue the parking lot aspect, it cost, whatever else is involved. So I have a first and a second, any other discussion? Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Conflicted.
so, at this time, he
I
abstained.
think you have to say it.
Oh,
If
I
you don't say
abstain.
it, you're in favor.
Oh.
So just.
He abstained.
I
just say
abstain.
nothing's in there.
Okay, so we have the approval, so Mackenzie, please report back to the EDC oh. Okay, if there's no other business, the next regular city council meeting will be held, oh, no.
I was wondering.
Wow.
At this time, there will be no city council meeting held in December. So if you wish to be placed on the January agenda, it must be turned in no later than 8 days prior to the scheduled meeting.
It's January 14th.
January 14th, okay. I call this meeting adjourned.
Yay.
Thank y'all for everyone coming.
January the 14th? Because I wasn't going to be in town on December 10th.